Hello. So today let's talk about the Allen Edmonds St. John's double monk strap. So let's just talk about the unboxing a little bit. Really standard Allen Edmonds box, quite thin cardboard. You can have a look at that if you want to pause the video. It seems I get a different card with every Allen Edmonds shoe. And here are the shoes themselves. Double monk strap in walnut leather. I'll show you the label on the box in a little bit. It's just some debris there. Shoe bags, just one big shoe bag, like Allen Edmonds, the other models. They do one big shoe bag now instead of separates. There's the other shoe, and that's it. Those are the cardboard dividers. Let me show you the sticker on the box. Okay, so St. John's model, my usual size 12D in walnut color leather. 2926 is the exact model number of this one. Okay, let's get the box out of the way. And let's talk about the shoes. Okay, so double monk strap. It's Allen Edmonds. We all know, iconic brand. Now, starting off with the leather, it's a walnut colored leather, and on the website it says that these are the only difference in the description of the website between these and the Park Avenue is this one specifically says that it uses an ultra refined premium European calfskin leather on the upper. And to be honest, even without reading the description on the website, I could already see that this was a different leather in terms of quality and feel and suppleness compared to my Park Avenue Oxfords and my other Allen Edmonds models. This one does crease differently, even though I've just tried it on, and it does, like I said, feel different in your hand. Also, these are built on the 1943 last. I believe you would say that this is kind of approaching a soft chisel at the front there. It's a little more squared off. You got your toe medallion there with some broguing on the cap toe. And in terms of finishing, I mean, it's Allen Edmonds. I mean, the edge here is the part that I'm not very impressed with. It's kind of like, did they try to go for a raw edge where it's unfinished? Or did they try to burnish it and then, it seems like they almost tried to burnish it and then sand it off. And it just didn't come out very well. It almost, to be honest, it looks like this shoe is almost worn. I mean, it just doesn't have any dents in it. It's kind of scuffed up and scratched. But I guess that's the look that they were going for with the shoe. And again, when you're standing from 5 feet, 6 feet down, when your feet are on the floor, no one's looking at the edge of your shoe. You can always clean that up. You could put some polish on it, just like leather polish. You just use that on the edge, and you could clean that up very easily, and you could re-dye it yourself. Now, in terms of, again, the leather, let's talk about the other side. I did notice, and again, these are unworn. These are not factory seconds. These are factory first. I just got them at a deep discount. There's like a couple specks right here that you can see in the leather. I'm not sure what that is. I was looking at it before the video here, and I was just wondering, what that is. It's like, I almost want to say that when they were burnishing this toe, maybe a little bit of splatter happened there. Now, again, this is something that you don't see in the higher end brands. So if you're looking at a Carmina or a Crockett & Jones, or even, if you go above that price range as well, you don't see that type of, mistakes, as you would call it. Even the burnishing here, if we look at just the burnishing on the side here, you can see that it's not quite even compared to this side and that there. Now, in terms of the last, the shape, that is another pain point that I kind of have with this shoe. It just doesn't have the definition that I would want to see out of what the retail price is of a $500 or $600 shoe. I mean, to put it plainly, I kind of call them blobs. This just kind of, there's no shape. It's soft chisel, but when you look at the side profile, it just kind of, there is no shape between, there's no distinction between like the instep portion and here. It just kind of swoops down. With other shoes, you will see like this part will be much more built up, and you know, it'll just have some more shape, and it just doesn't flow well to my eye. This heel cup also it's very, for some reason, very wide. I have a narrow heel, so maybe my opinion is not that valid, you would say, but this heel is just absolutely massive compared to what is going on up here. I mean, it tapers down, so it's a weird last, but I'm always keeping in mind the price that I purchased these for. I think I got them for over 50% off, and at that price, I really can't complain. I mean, Allen Edmonds, I think that's their business model, is they just, you know, inflate their prices and then they bring it down to what it should be. Even as I'm looking at this shoe right now, the heel seam on the back, on this side, it is off center and it's kind of at a slant. I can see it's very apparent in person, and especially when you look at the shoe from behind like this, it is very clearly that the heel seam at the back is on a slant. And even the heel, like the base of the heel here, the shoe is kind of, it's not centered. What I'm trying to say is there is more room here than on this side compared to this shoe, which is more symmetrical. So that's another, you know, it's a very small detail that you would only notice in looking at the shoe from 2 feet, 1 feet away, as I am right now. In terms of the hardware, let's unbuckle them. I don't have any complaints with the hardware. I mean, can't tell if that's, I don't know what material that is. Doesn't feel cold. Might be some sort of, might be metal, might not be. The lining, never any problems with the lining. It's fairly soft. Let's put that back together. Overall, it's an average shoe, but as I said, if you are wearing these, you're wearing something better than, at 50% off, I would 100% look at this over a standard mall brand. Or if you're going to go with one of the, you know, the designers, this is where Allen Edmonds' value lies. Another weird issue, or not an issue, but a weird quirk, I would say, is usually you would see in dress shoes of this caliber a full leather insole. What happened here is there is the sock liner, it seems, it continues all the way down. So there's just like a giant strip of leather inside here, and I don't know what's underneath there, if it is just the regular Allen Edmonds leather insole. I don't know if this is a premium aspect of what Allen Edmonds does, if this is like an add-on, and this, I should be looking at this in a good light, but I don't see this with much with like any other makers. Even Allen Edmonds, like this is, I have no idea what's going on underneath there. It doesn't feel, there's no foam for sure. It is, I almost want to say the leather insole is being, it's like a top, there's like a leather strip on top of the leather, and it goes all the way down into the shoe. Yeah, and stitching, it's uniform. No errors with the stitching. Again, these are not factory seconds. So single leather sole, 360 Goodyear welt. Look at both. It's very typical Allen Edmonds. Now, I want to bring in the Park Avenue here that I did a video on last, I think 2 weeks ago, or last week. Now, speaking first about the leather, this one, as I said, on the website talks about an ultra refined European calfskin. This on the website, the Park Avenue doesn't have that description, so I'm assuming there's a different sourcing a different leather for these. And you can tell, 100%. You can tell when you feel this leather. This, I mean, I know that this is probably a full grain leather, but it almost feels like there's a layer of paint or plastic on top of this. It just feels like it's been almost sanded down, like as some channels would, or Rose Anvil talks about, where it's sanded down and then painted on top. This almost feels like that, and I don't know how well this will take a polish, if it will actually absorb it. It feels plasticky. but I know that Allen Edmonds uses a quality leather. I don't want to doubt their quality here, but when you move to here, this feels much more almost like a skin. And I can see the creasing as I'm pushing my thumb in there. I can see the creasing in the leather. That fine creasing that you see with much higher end dress shoes, this one does it as well. Whereas this, it's tougher to see. I'm just not seeing the same thing. 65 last, 1943 last, if I got that correctly. In terms of fit, these are a bit of a wider fit. As I said, the heel, I think you can even see the heel, how much wider that is. That is just, I mean, this is already a wide heel, in my opinion. And this just takes it to another level. And this is a 12D, same size. I still recommend going true to size for these, but I mean, it's a more of a relaxed fit, I would say. I wouldn't say go with a different size, but understand that you're gonna have a little more room in here for better or for worse. In here is a little wider compared to 65. It is a little more shorter, I feel. So what you sacrifice in length, I guess you gain in width. The instep is a bit higher than the 65 last. I have a low instep on my feet, so when I go into this shoe, I feel much more locked in. You know, the shoelace is closed and I don't feel any heel slip, even though it's a brand new shoe. These, I do feel heel slip, and I'm on the second last hole on the buckle when I put these on both sides. So take that as it may. I mean, it's again, go true to size. Just expect that you're going to have a little more of a relaxed fit on this one. I wanted to show you the insole as well. Talk about what I was. So you can see this is a leather insole. It's kind of a rough out, almost a suede texture, and this is what I would see unusually on Allen Edmonds models that I've tried so far with their leather insole. And then this one, it seems like they almost have the same thing as in here, but they put a leather topper on it. And I find that the Allen Edmonds waterproof models have this, but I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyways, just wanted to do a quick video on these. It's a fine shoe for not the MSRP definitely, but when you can get it at a deep discount, I think that's where Allen Edmonds really finds their value. It is an average shoe. I mean, I always have to keep in mind that I got these at a steep discount. Another difference that I'm seeing right off the bat here is this has a slightly beveled waist. So this has been sanded down to create a slight curve on both sides compared to the very straight waist of the Park Avenue. So that's they don't describe that on the website, but that's what you have. And I think you can almost see how much wider the shoe is from the outsoles. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if I didn't cover anything, or maybe was incorrect about some points. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. You have a great day.